Alright, so welcome to Flying Fluffy Football's picks for week 14. This is the second week I've started this channel, and the first week was a doozy. I didn't even check my record. To be honest with you, I didn't even check my record. I'll have to start making a note to do that because I was so excited that I went out on a limb and picked the Lions to win in my first week, and they did, that I didn't check anything else. I know I got the Lions right, and I know I got the Dolphins right. And past that, I didn't pay too close of attention, which I should. All right, let's get into this week's picks. Before I get started, please, new channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share. And let's move on to the picks. Now, the first three games are just like, why? Why are we even playing these games? Just some not so good football teams. The first game is the Saints and the Jets. The Saints have lost 5 in a row, and they're still somehow in the thick of the playoff race in the NFC because everybody is meh. The Jets, however, they've won a couple of games. They've won a few games. So they might finish the season with 5, maybe even 6 wins. This is one of them, 24-20 Jets. The second game, again, these are two of the worst offensive teams in the league. And yet, the Falcons and Panthers is still somehow in the middle of the playoff race because the NFC is meh. Falcons 19, Panthers 17. Don't ask me why. Somebody has to score more. Actually, it doesn't have to be a guarantee that somebody has to score more. This could end in a tie. If there's ever a game that both teams deserve a tie, this is it. But let's just get through this game without Cam Newton getting somebody else fired. All right? Can we just call it on Cam Newton? I mean, look, he was. He isn't anymore. He's got a hell of a good personality. I don't know why this guy just doesn't go call games. Go be in the booth somewhere. Start a reality show. It's sad to see a once great player still trying to hang on, and he's just clearly not an NFL quarterback. Now, third game, these are bad teams. The Seahawks and the Texans. Now, there's all this talk about Russell Wilson possibly getting traded. I saw an article where it talks about, I think it was the Giants was one of the teams. Okay? All right? 16-14 Texans. This is the game that will cinch Russell Wilson getting traded because he's not good. So if he gets traded, I guess the thinking is he'll be good again. Okay. All right, next game. Raiders versus the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs have won 5 in a row without really looking good. The Raiders I picked to win last week, so they lost. I'm picking them to lose. And I didn't put the score down. So let's just make it up here. I know that I picked the Raiders to lose. So how about 34-30 Chiefs? That sounds about right. You know, sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, but the Raiders, you can't trust them. And the Chiefs somehow keep winning even though they don't look good. Next game. The Browns and the Ravens. This division could actually give us all 3 wild cards. Okay? I mean, there's a million teams sitting there with 6 and 7 wins in the AFC because, for the most part, the AFC is kind of like the NFC where everybody is met. This is parity. I think we're going to end up every year now where there's a team that's below 500 that might make the playoffs. I don't see an end in sight to this. However, I will say, in order for this division to give us 3 wild card teams, this is one of the games that the Browns have got to win. I've got them winning 20-12 over the Ravens because the Ravens are not trustworthy and chaos is good. And this will bring chaos. All right. Excuse me. The Cowboys and the Potato Skins. Stick with me here. So, I live in Maryland. And apparently our Governor Hogan accidentally, because he was placing the first legal sports bet in Maryland, and he accidentally called the Potato Skins the Redskins because they were always the Redskins. And since you haven't named the team, because apparently idiots run the league, or at least idiots run the franchise, people still call them the football team. So the governor accidentally calls them the Redskins, and all the sissy libs have an absolute fit, an absolute meltdown on Twitter, because we all know the governor just purposefully went and did that because he's just stupid. There's no way it was just an honest mistake, because everybody called them the Redskins for forever. So the libs had an absolute meltdown. Wait until they figure out that all the mascots are male. When are they coming for the mascots? And in fact, the only two mascots that had anything to do with females were the horses. There was Thunder for the Broncos, where a woman rode the horse out. That still is a thing. The only other female-ish mascot was Warpaint, which it was another horse, which a woman would ride out. They didn't like the name Warpaint because it was somehow offensive to Native Americans. Okay, so the woman no longer rides the horse out in the field. So there was only two mascots that had anything to do with women, and they went and got rid of one. I'm interested to see when they figure that out, when they start coming for the mascots, because if you think they won't, we've been saying the Washington football team for 2 years now, so if you think they're not going to come out and wonder why none of the mascots are wearing a bra, you ain't been paying attention. Next game. All right, Broncos versus the Lions. No. I picked the Lions to win last week. I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. 25-21 Broncos. So I'm sitting here editing the video, and I realized that I missed the game, so I'm going to slap it in the middle where it belongs. What do we got? Where's my notes? I can't believe I missed the game. We got 33-17, Titans over the Jaguars. In the last two games, Ryan Tannehill has 4 interceptions, and then the second game, only 93 yards. So this is the game he's gonna make a huge comeback and prove me right, because I picked the Titans to win the Super Bowl, which we all know is never going to happen. But Tannehill's having a day. Next game is the Giants and the Chargers. Now the Giants are one of the teams that is rumored to be thinking about possibly trading for Russell Wilson. And again, just like Cam Newton, although the situation is different, can we just admit that Pete Carroll ruined Russell Wilson? Can we just, have they won since? They've won-ish. I know Dolphin fans wouldn't mind the record the Seahawks have had, but you knew as soon as Wilson threw that pick, he was never getting back. It was over. You knew it, I knew it, everybody knew it. 30-13 Chargers. Chargers are going to surprise some people come playoff time. The next game, 49ers and the Bengals. This is another team, just like the ones at the beginning, although these teams are a little bit better than meh. They're like, That's different. Like there's meh, and then there's That's what these guys are. 29-13 49ers. Again, these guys are in the thick of the playoff race, but does anybody really believe that they're going to make any noise? No. No, it's just parody. All right, the next game. Bills and the Bucs. Brady is doing what Tom Brady does this time of the year, which is start winning football games. And the Bills are doing what they do this time of the year, which is blow first place and quite possibly the playoffs. 32-20 Bucs. Seems like a no-brainer. The Bills fans, you're not a lock. This is not an easy schedule you guys have. You're not a lock. You're not. All right, the next game is the Packers and the Bears. Now, this had a trappish type of a feel for the Packers, but the Vikings managed to beat the Steelers last night. So that's going to have to make the Packers pay attention for at least another week, or at least until they see what happens in the Rams-Cardinals games. It's going to be close. You come from behind 24-23. I got the Packers winning this game, but there's going to be some scoreboard watching where at some point it's going to be like 18-3 the Bears, and people are going to say, are the Packers really going to lose this game? No, they won't. They won't. Can they get out of the game with all the wide receivers still walking? That's a different question. All right, the last game is the Rams and the Cardinals. Now, the Cards won the first match 37-20. Cardinals, they got to keep winning because home field advantage, again, is not a lot because they lost to the Packers. The first game was at the Rams, and they still blew them out. 30-24 Cards. Cards, again, are a team that could surprise some people. I know they'll be the top seed, and they're not going to beat Tampa because, let's face it, everybody's just sitting around waiting for the Belichick-Brady Super Bowl. I mean, does anybody think that's not happening? Come on. But since we're playing along and pretending like it's not a preordained thing, 30-24 Cards, but they're not going to beat the Bucs in the NFC Championship game. They might get the top seed, but it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We already know what the Super Bowl is going to be. And that's it for this week. Now the Dolphins are on the bye, so I can't do a recap. I can't do a recap till they lose. I cannot do a recap of the Dolphins until they lose. So we'll see how that plays out. In terms of the Dolphins, since I know I'm a Dolphins fan, do I think they can win them all? No. Do I think they could enter the last week of the season with 9 wins? They can win them all until they get to the Patriots. But did you see what the Patriots did to the Bills? Do you have any hope that we can beat that team? No, we will get thoroughly outcoached. Yes, I know we beat them week 1. I get it. But we have been winning games because the defense has been playing out of its mind because the coaching staff decided to play the defense a different way. I guarantee you Belichick already knows exactly what he's going to do if he, that last week. All right? He already knows. I guarantee you he has devised, and this is bad news because now I'm just thinking about this. Belichick has already devised an offensive game plan that will take what we're doing on defense and throw it in the toilet. And that's going to have repercussions next year because we're going to win all these games with the defense playing with these crazy blitzes and the way that we're playing, obviously, when we got the 4 corners all back and everybody rushes, and it's good. It's a really good system. The problem is that Belichick is going to expose it in the last week, and then we're going to go into next season going, well, we won, 9 of 10 or something like that at the end of the season, and think that we can play that defense next season, but Belichick will have already given everybody the antidote on film to study all summer. It's not good. It's not. I know it looks good right now, but wait for that last game. Belichick is going to ruin us. How's that for your happy? Happy. What have we won? 7 in a row? No, we haven't won 7 in a row. We won 5 in a row. They're still not going to make the playoffs. Even in the AFC. The Dolphins would be a playoff team in the NFC. But the AFC, there's too many good teams. The Chargers winning last week didn't help. That wasn't good. There's a couple of games this week, that have an effect. The Bills losing would help. If the Bills lose this game, and then the Bills lose to the Patriots, there's still another game they got to lose because they got the head-to-head. We could sneak in there, but there's just too many teams. Everybody would have to tank, and we'd have to beat the Patriots the last week. So unfortunately, I do believe we are going to get to that last game at 9-7, and then Belichick is going to ruin us. And we're going to go into next season thinking we can play defense the way we have now, and everybody's going to have the film on what Belichick did to expose that defense, and it was, is what it is.